Yeah.
So
We kind of got started and got more acquainted during our Rosie Kevin 2023.
Oh yeah, yeah. So here we recorded Project 2023, All Roads Lead to Kemet, 15 songs. We banged that out. That I was supposed to get on the project Student of the Woo, but for some reason I just kept feeling it wasn't ready for that yet. So we 2024 we banged out 2 EPs, dedicated to the dedicated and the man, the myth, the legend. Bang those out. It was like in the middle of that, it was like, yo, we gotta drop a project together. He was like, yeah, something short, sweet, little 4 song EP. So I was like, all right, boom. When we ready, we ready. Matter of fact, during that time, or probably before that, he already sent me the first beat, the True Story, the song called True Story on the project. He sent me that a few years ago. Sat on it, never did nothing with it. Matter of fact, he told me he was supposed to give it to Camera for Dipset. He didn't use it. He gave it to me.
wait, is
I
that what
used it.
happened?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So I made the beat in 2021 or two. It was probably 21, and I remember I had it forever. I made everybody cut to it. Nobody really did much with it, and then it was supposed to go to Cam. And I sent it to him, sent it to a lot of people, and then he ended up glazing it. And I think that's when I knew something was so special about that beat, that if I had 10 people already cut to it, you might as well just put the nail in the coffin and get it out there, right? That was definitely one of the ones which y'all gonna hear on the project. And even going through the project, like, I wanted something that not everybody is doing, right? I wanted something that sounded old school, analog, booming, something that would be nostalgic for a lot of listeners. Something that if you were to buy this vinyl, you put it on the play and listen to it all the way through. I don't necessarily think that this was a project that I intended to be listened to on streaming, which you will be able to hear it, but it's something that you be able to blast in the car. You think, damn, that's what I remember, you know.
Facts.
So with this project, like, how is it working? Like with how is for you? How is it working with
Working with A
Trizzmatic?
is simple. Working with A for me is simple because he's a professional for one. You know what I mean? He's a student of his craft. He's been doing it since a little kid, so he knows what he's doing. And I'm an artist where I require a lot. And it might not be a lot for a person that knows what they're doing, but to a person who's like a newbie at this,
Right.
he's not gonna know how to give me what I'm looking for. Eh, It's like Jordan and Scottie Pippen almost. Like he knows when to throw me an alley oop and I can catch it. And if I have an idea, he's like, "Yo, I got something for that." Boom. You know what I mean? Like it's effortless. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like Shaq and Kobe almost. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of it too. I think my producer brain always came out on the engineering side for all these albums before we started to do our own shit, because it was able to be like, I knew exactly where his punchlines would go. I know exactly what his brain would be thinking. Like when I make a beat, I'm muttering his flow in my head. Like, okay, I'm gonna send that off to him. I'm gonna get this rocket fam. And a lot of it's just like in sync, right? We have sessions that even on this project, we didn't say a word to each other, and it was just the punch was going, the takes were going, and it'd be like, keep going, do. It was never nothing. It'd be like, all right, now scoot that back to do. I just knew from start to finish how we would float on these beats.
Mm-hmm.
And when you grow through time, I think you find that chemistry. Because being an engineer is like being a barber. I always say that. Like after the first cut or two, you shouldn't have to walk into the barber and be like, hey, you remember I want a 4, I want a 2. You just know. And then if you outgrow the barber, their kid is next in line, right? And it keeps going forward. Like you just know. A lot of it is ad-libbed. Like a lot of the mistakes even were kept because those mistakes ended up being some fire. Um, I try to have a philosophy when I'm working on an album, right? And he knows that. Where start to finish, boom, boom, boom. It's done. Minimal punches, minimal going back and forth. I mean, if we're editing a track, we're probably just tweaking one ad lib or two and making it make sense. But pretty much, it's straight off the top, you know, which keeps the natural feel going into tape that a lot of people don't do.
Right.
You know, no, not much auto tune, if any.
That's a fact.
You know, like, so that's good. You know, I don't have to be the plastic surgeon. Like, I can do my job creatively.
Right.
Let it translate.
So what do y'all expect out of this album? Like, now that you've finished the recording and now you're just on the mastering process, what's the next step for this album? Or I'm sorry, for this project?
Well, for me, I don't know. I don't have no expectations. These are just stories that I wrote while I was incarcerated, when I was in prison. 2023. I mean, 2003, 2013. I was writing some of this stuff back then when he was like 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And these are songs that I never wanted to waste. You know what I mean? It's my personal life. These stories come from my soul. Like, I went through something to write this material. So all I care about is just it being released and off of my heart and just into the world. Whatever it do. I don't care about that. I'm in it for the love of rapping, like of just being an MC, being a artist, man. 80s, 90s hip hop. Like, I grew up on that shit, so I have a certain philosophy towards music, man. Just put your pen to the page, spit that shit. All that other shit, I don't get too fucks about none of that shit. It's good. I like when I see people, when I see him get a new plaque, I get excited like it's my plaque. You know what I mean? That's for other people. As I'm the writer, I'm a producer, I'm a storyteller. So that's the part I really give a fuck about the most. You know what I mean? Yep. A dope beat with a dope rhyme, success to me. Mm-hmm. That's my philosophy.
Right. And even like in the production side, like all these records are records that I'd play. You'd hear 5 seconds, and he would know if he liked it or not. So there was no I gotta think on it beats. It was all boom, 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 you know, laser fast.
Mm-hmm.
So as a producer, you know that if you're sitting in a room and you're playing joints, whether it's the one or not, within 5 seconds. So I think the expectations I have for the project would just be to share the stories, right? And a lot of these too are all genuine, right? There's no...
Yeah, there ain't there's not no cap, ain't no made up shit. Like, this ain't that. If that's what you're looking for, this ain't it.
Right. And you're gonna hear all the cinematic elements of it, and all the movie clips, and all of the cutscenes that are basically baked into the tracks.
Yeah, they baked into the tracks, man. Like, that's my Wu-Tang influence right there. Right. That's that RZA shit. That's that Havoc, Mobb Deep, Nas, Queensbridge cinematic shit that I grew up on, and that's what I wanted this shit to feel and sound like. Mm-hmm. When you press play, I wanted to, y'all remember that. Mm-hmm. Or if you're from a younger generation, I want you to be like, oh, what's that? That ain't what I'm used to hearing in the today time. Nah, this is that blast from the past, but with a new twist to it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So you got the 90s and the now blended into one. And it's all surrounded by bars and storytelling, you know what I mean? I'm still here, so I want to tell the story. You know? And the fact that he's half my age makes it even better for me, you know what I mean? Because he didn't come from my era. But to be able to make something from my era for somebody like me, that speaks volumes in itself. That lets me know his musicality, his bag runs deeper than a lot of other people, and that's why I only go to him. Fact.
Amen.
But May 19th, man. That's the date. Hopefully I don't have to push it back or nothing. But May 19th, man, y'all gonna hear my story. You know what I mean? It's a Springfield story, so it's really all about story. It's what happens out here. You know what I mean? We're just trying to add a little positivity to it, man.
Yup, stay tuned, man. May 19th. Can't wait for y'all to hear it. Give me honest thoughts. Give me everything that y'all want to interpret this project for, man. Just let me know. You know what I mean? So we're banking on that day for y'all to hear this project. We put everything into it. So definitely comment, share it, do what you want to do, cry to it, laugh to it, don't matter.
That's a fact, man. We trying to bring some new energy to Springfield, man, from where we from, man. We need new energy. Out with the old stale shit, in with the new. It's like it's time to identify ourselves in our sound. What the fuck do we sound like? You know what I mean?
Right.
Every place has a sound. I always felt Springfield never had a sound. Like Springfield had pieces of everybody else's sound. I want to change that. I want to. This is part of why we doing this shit is to create something new, something fresh from here. 413. Facts.
Oh, yeah.
Time to be our productions, man. Sub Sound Recordings. That's where it's going down.